baseball tonight. From the very first pitch, it was electric in the ballpark, and we were able to jump out to a lead. And then you have one of the best pitchers in college baseball to pitch for you. He pitched great tonight, and we were able to hold on there at the end a little bit.
Okay, we got two microphones. We'll go ahead and start with Steve here in the middle.
Elijah, Coach touched on the atmosphere when the maroon and white chant and all that gets going early in a ball game. You guys are going through pregame warm-ups. What does that do to you, knowing that that's your fans and your atmosphere?
Obviously, it's a great feeling, but I know that it affects the other team. I know that it's a hard environment to function in if you're not, that's not your home place. And so we take advantage of it. It gets us going, it gets us hyped, and we're out there to have fun. So we got our fans behind us. It's a great feeling.
Elijah, at least by the calendars, so you got your first hit in about 20 days. So just talk about what that means to you, the time that you had away, and just kind of take me through all that. I'm sure it must be a great moment for you.
Right. There's 2 weeks. I didn't even look at it negatively. I let my brain, relax, but I sat back and enjoyed watching my team do what they do. Going out there every day and seeing them be successful is what I'd like to see. So, getting my first knock in in a while is awesome, but that's not how I look at it. I looked at it, I'm trying to help this team win, and I know 1 through 9 is, it's something I can lean on, so getting that out of the way was a good feeling.
We'll go ahead to Danny, to the players right on the second row.
Ethan, talk about not only your night, but the night of the whole pitching staff, because y'all set a school record for strikeouts in the season, I believe, tonight. So just talk about just what y'all been able to do all year and with the strikeout.
First of all, I want to say I had no idea that was the case. But really, you got a bullpen full of guys that fill the zone up, and with really good secondary stuff. And as simple as it is, you got to keep the walks down and fill it up. So.
Go ahead here and get it to Ben here in the front on the left.
Ethan, I think it was after the 4th inning you got Griffin looking and give a little nod to the Central Michigan dugout. Either what was said or what was kind of that little moment like?
I just said let's go really loud, and that's pretty much it. It's just a competitive game in a really high leverage situation, and baseball, especially recently, has been consumed more so with emotion and just getting fired up and really feeding your team. So.
Tanner, it seemed like they kind of wrestled some of the emotion away from the ball game. You needed a little juice there, and you're able to get that home run. Number 1, take us through that sequence, and 2, what did it mean to kind of get that home run to push the lead back out to 5?
I feel like they came right at me, and I let off the hook a little bit. I missed a 2-0 fastball that I should have put in the gap, or even down the park, but it happens in the game. Then obviously I got a cheap strike on opening fastball that got my barrel. But as soon as I got the 3-2 count, I felt like they were coming with a fastball. I just told myself I just got to stay as short as I can, not try to get too big, and let everything else take care of itself. But being able to hit the home run and get that place fired up, I knew we had the game in the bag right there.
Go to the gentleman right in front of me.
Ethan, 2 parts to this question. First of all, to follow up on when you got animated there, is that something normal for you? Was it unusual? Did it stem from maybe Central Michigan and sort of their antics? And secondly, your strikeout pitch that you caught them looking a lot, I think might have been 7 times. What pitch was that seems like a breaking ball of some sort?
As far as the competitive nature and I guess you'd call it fierceness and the audible let's go and all that stuff, really that's just me growing as a player and just being really competitive. And even if I don't have my best stuff, it's just fighting to really just help the team win the game. That's what it comes down to. It's not about the draft or the punch outs. It's never been about that. It's been about being thankful for the opportunity to go out there and just making the most of it. And as far as the strikeouts goes, I'm pretty much heavy hitter. I don't know what all of them were, but I think there was a lot of punch outs looking on the changeup. And of course I started to and got hit it out, but that happens.
We'll go back to Tyler here on the front row to the left.
Ethan, there was a couple times it looked like Dustin was already halfway to the dugout before the umpire even called strike 3.
Right.
Is that something that you've seen him do before, and what were you thinking when he was doing that?
Yes. The zone was a little tight tonight, but I won't sit here and pretend like it hasn't been like that before this year. I've also had big zones, and umpires have been very generous. And the biggest thing is not making it about the umpire. It's about making it against me, against the hitter. And really, it's just an adjustment you have to make, try to get out sideways.
We'll go ahead next to Tyler to Joel on the far left.
Tanner, first inning, you guys, I think, strung together 7, 8 straight hits and things. Just what's the mood like in the dugout to come out in that atmosphere and just start stringing together hits like that?
I mean, obviously it has to take a toll on the other team. Those guys are telling me, man, we only have at the most 700 people at our stand. Like, well, we got probably 12,000 here tonight, and obviously it made a difference in the game. First inning, I told Rowdy when I got back in the dugout, I'm like, dude, you're going to step in the box and your feet are going to be shaking. It's so loud. And he started laughing, but I was right, man. This atmosphere in this place is unbelievable. And when you get a lead and play with a lead like we did, it's something special.
Got time for a couple more for the student athletes. We'll go all the way back to the cameras and Tom.
Elijah, on a night where you guys had 16 hits, but Jake goes 0 for 5, what are some of the things you guys have been talking with him about during the season? Obviously, a guy like Jake is someone you guys look to every game, but what is maybe something that, when he comes back to the dugout, what do you guys talk with him about?
Right. He's taking great swings. He's picked his team up so much in this time here that, he understands that sometimes other people are going to have to pick him up. But he comes in there and he's never negative. He's ready for his next at bat. And, it might not be a normal thing, but, it's baseball. He'll come out of it, but he knows everyone on his team has his back. So, he'll continue to be like that.
Let's go to the third row in the back on the right to the players.
Tanner, I think back in April you were down to 240, you're up 100 points, and you, I think, took the lead tonight in batting average for the team. How comfortable are you at the plate right now? How well do you feel like you're seeing it?
I'm very comfortable with the play right now, and I'm seeing the ball really well. But that's baseball. It's funny, you go from 240 to 350, and it's just like that. And that's just baseball. All of our hitters in our lineup are very good. There's no doubt about it, but some of us see the ball better than others right now. And like I said, we're a complete lineup, and I feel like tomorrow night it's going to be fun too, so I can't wait to play in that atmosphere as well.
Let's go back to the gentleman in the front, and then we'll go to Joel to wrap it up.
Tanner, a deep lineup with a next man up mentality, but tell me what it means to have Elijah back.
Well, when you have a guy like Elijah MacNamee hitting behind you, you're going to get pitches to hit because they don't want to put me on base to let him hit one in the lounge. But like I said, Jay Mangum through tonight, Marshall Gilbert, all of us are dangerous. And we play as a team and we lose as a team. And but when we're playing together like we did tonight, we're a very tough team to beat.
Tanner, question sort of along the same lines and the same one I was asking Mac, but for you specifically, like Robbie said, your batting average is soaring and Jake's is sort of plummeting a little bit. What's it kind of like to, be on opposite ends of that? And for you personally, like what conversations are you having with Jake to sort of, keep him up in the dugout?
It's funny. It's baseball. It's a game, man. It's a crazy game. And like I said all the time, you can't get too high and you can't get too low. And the only thing I tell Jake, I'm like, man, you're the SEC leading hitter of all time, man. Just keep doing your thing. You're a mutant at the plate. Nobody wants to pitch you. So have some confidence and keep doing you. It's going to fall. Man. He keeps putting the bat on the ball. He's going to see some instant results. And I have full confidence that that's the best hitter on the team, no doubt. And we're all behind him, like you said.
We'll go ahead and dismiss the student athletes at this time. Thanks, fellas. We'll see you tomorrow.
Now, State.
Go ahead and let us know who wants to start with questions for Coach Lemonis. We'll go ahead and start with Steve, and then we'll go to Ben.
Coach, obviously, probably not a scripted, a better start for yourself offensively, but what was kind of your message to the team to kind of get them going offensively today?
We knew in the scout report, this guy, he had great numbers for the year, but he was a slow starter, and we felt like with the crowd, the atmosphere, we talked about it before the game, our best opportunity may be in the first, and it actually was. Our guys came out, a couple of them, Elijah didn't even realize we were the visitor until like 2 minutes before the game started, so it's probably poor on my job, but I said, hey, we're about to hit, and he didn't realize it, even though we had talked about it all day, but they were ready to go, and boy, in a game like that, when you get a lead, it's just to be able to play under pressure with a lead is a lot nicer.
Coach, this is your second night in a row where you've gotten big production from Rowdy. How important a piece is he as you get him going in the 7-hole, and how much is he adding to this offense?
He's huge. I mean, he is a really special hitter. He's done it 2 years in a row here in college, and the last 2 nights have been great. We sat and debated. I mean, our lineup, putting them all back together with Elijah back and everybody, and we have hit better in this sequence. And it's just a lot left, rights, and how we work. putting him in that spot because he's a big RBI guy. You don't realize how many RBIs and good at bats you get out of him in RBI situations.
We'll go to Danny on the second row to Coach's right.
Coach, I have a question to ask Ethan. Just talk about the strikeout record for the staff and just all these swings and misses for the team. Just what you and Coach Foxhall give them as an approach to how they go about, doing all that.
Well, that's all Coach Foxhall and the pitchers. I go down and sit in the bullpen every once in a while, and Fox will ask me during the game who we should throw, but it's more about personnel. I mean, Ethan's a strikeout pitcher. He's had an unbelievable year, and he set the tone. And Coach Foxhall's done a great job with our bullpen. We have some really big strikeout guys in our bullpen. Obviously, JT's a big strikeout guy coming in. But those pieces in the bullpen, I mean, it was nice to have Kobe White back out there tonight. But all our guys out the pen, usually put together some strikeouts also.
Go to the back of the cameras with Tom.
Similar thing I asked Elijah, the night where you guys have 16 hits, but Jake goes 0 for 5. What kind of conversations have you had with Jake? And is it almost like a ticking time bomb waiting for him to finally get back in it?
Now, about 2 weeks ago, his work was, not by his fault, but just, his swing wasn't right. His swing actually feels good if you watch him come out and watch him MVP. And now it's that point of, we need a Jake hit. We just need a chop ball over the pitcher's head and him get on base and pump his fist. And he is so talented, and he's just trying a little too hard. That's what happens in this game. It happened to Tanner, it happened to Rowdy, it's happened to about everybody. I don't say too much. I try to even though I'm a hitting guy, I let Coach Gautreau have his ear. I put my hand on him the other day, and I said, hey, can I just give you a little advice? I know I don't say too much to you on the offensive side. He said, Coach, I know I'm supposed to hit strikes. And I said, no, I'm not saying that. I just told him, just like you heard one of our guys say, you're the best hitter ever in this league. Just relax, and it'll come to you. And that's pretty much all we're saying to him. He is such a special player, and he'll play right out of it. I'm so proud of him. He makes that catch in the ninth. I mean, a lot of kids that are in slumps, they don't make that catch. And he is so engaged, so into it. He doesn't hang his head down and pout. And he's running faster and faster down that line because he's just, it's trying a little too hard right now. But he's a special player, and he'll break right out of it.
We'll go to Coach's left on the front row. We'll go to Brian, and then we'll go to Joel.
You had to go to Cole Gordon again in the ninth tonight. Do you think he'd be available for any games tomorrow?
I doubt it. I doubt he'd probably be the only guy we don't have available. We just felt like it was important to close the night. These guys have been a relentless offense, and they make you throw the ball in the zone, and we just didn't want to get anything started there in the ninth. So Cole's a little different bird because he's a big, strong kid. And he'll walk up and say, I feel great, but the plan would be not to tonight.
That Riley was in a bases loaded situation and things, and you stuck with him and things. But you just walk through that situation and leaving Riley in the game, then getting the double play, and just that inning in that situation.
Well, we had Kobe ready, but Kobe hadn't thrown in a couple weeks, and we didn't feel like that was the right situation to put Kobe in and let that blow up. And Riley is a guy that gets a lot of ground balls, and we just made a great play to Marshall Gilbert, and we had 2 huge double plays today. And those double plays are turned by Justin Bosque. He is turning that double play and cutting down that distance as good as anybody I've had for a guy who played third most of his life. So those were really big plays, and Riley pitched out of it. Just, he walks the 2 guys. That's what gets you. Against this lineup, they can take the walk too.
We'll stay to Coach's left on the third row in the back with Brett.
Ethan's done it before where he's gotten fired up as he's ending an inning. He did it at Texas A&M, did it again tonight. But when he does that, what goes through your mind? And do you allow that to happen because of the kind of energy it can give a dugout? Is there any part of you that wants to put a governor chip on that?
No, I'm just thankful he's on my team. So that's usually the piece. It's college baseball. There's some excitement. We never want to show up an opponent, but they can show some passion. They can show some excitement. It's supposed to be fun. When you go to pro ball, you got to act cool. You can't do it well. They're starting to do it a little more in pro ball now, and everybody's mad. But I don't want, like I said, I wouldn't want our players to ever show up an opponent. But it's okay to pump your fist and be excited. I mean, that's a pressure situation out there. And so for him to come off, and he doesn't do it much. He just was excited in the moment. It really isn't geared towards Central Michigan. It's him being excited because he made a big pitch.
Go ahead, Steve.
Coach, just to confirm pitching plans tomorrow, and you kind of touched on availability for the bullpen tomorrow.
Yeah, we have everybody. We'll start Peyton Plummer, so he'll be our starter tomorrow, and we have everybody available, for the game tomorrow, except for probably Cole. Cole would be our question mark.
We'll go to the front row here, Coach, right in front of you.
You got a loose bunch, obviously they have a good time. But have you ever seen anything quite like Central Michigan? They got Yoda over there. They got Santa Claus. They're doing dances. I mean, have you ever seen anything quite like that? And
I really haven't. And when they walked into the park tonight and they had out, I mean, it was like I looked at it, I was like, you know, their coach has done an unbelievable job at that program, getting that program turned around. And they are a good team, and they play loose and enjoy it. And they weren't scared tonight a bit when they came in. It's kind of funny. Coach Gotro's son walked in. He sits right behind our dugout. And he had Darth Vader. I didn't even put it together. I said, hey, why do you got Darth Vader? He goes, they got Yoda. So we didn't even put it together tonight. So his sons brought the Darth Vader because I think Darth Vader took care of Yoda or something.
You're good with that. I mean, you think it's a fun thing, right?
I think it's fun. It's like I said, it's college baseball. I mean, we don't do, our guys probably do some silly stuff in the dugout too. But I just think their coach has done a good job of bringing a good energy to that program.
We got time for a couple more. We'll stay in the front to coaches left now with Ben.
Coach, you mentioned those double plays. Obviously, Justin's trying to run in second, but I think the first one, Marshall stretches pretty far over into the sort of joint to get that first one, and then makes the initial play on the second one. I mean, how much growth have you seen from him with that third base spot? I mean, how important were those kind of two plays? I guess.
Yeah, those plays were huge. Just for pitch count, keeping Ethan in there, and then getting us out of the big one with Riley. Those are great plays. I grabbed Marshall after the game, and I told him, man, his defense is, that's what we need him in there to do. It's just to make the routine plays, and some of those plays aren't routine. I thought the first play when Riley came in, the big high chop ball, that wasn't an easy play. He picks that ball up and throws a strike across the infield. So really pleased how he's played these last couple of days.
We'll wrap it up with Logan in the middle to the second row, Coach.
Any update on JT, just how he was feeling today?
He was feeling better. I mean, he was just, like I said, it's the day after every pitcher's sore. Ethan will probably be in the hot tub tomorrow. So that's, but no, it's just, there's not really anything new. Just kind of where he was yesterday.
Thanks, Coach. We'll see you tomorrow night.